Yo, so we got the new Canon R5. Is it really worth it in 2022? Because we know we are heading over to 2023. We got a bunch of new cameras coming out. But I mean, that R5 is pretty dope. We do got the R5C, but like I said, I got the R5. So is the R5 really worth it? Stay tuned to find out, you guys. Let's get straight into it. Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is Ceejaybrand here, and today we are going to be doing the Canon R5 first review on this channel today. I have had this camera for a couple months now, and pretty much all of my recent videos have been recorded on this Canon R5. If you guys do remember, I did say, we did have the R6 before, and it was pretty cool, but I've always wanted this R5, and we got it. So with the R5, we had a couple lenses with it and everything. Right now I'm currently recording this video today with the EF 50mm 1.4 from Canon. I recently had the Sigma 35mm, but I traded that out and got this big hunk of a lens. This is Sigma's 85 1.4mm. I only got this because I had the Videography, but the Videography got canceled, and yeah, so we got something way much better. But anyway, you guys, so like I said, is the Canon R5 truly a camera that you should go pick up in 2022? But I really could say 2023. Me personally, I'm gonna say yeah. This camera right here is stacked with a couple of features that you may still like, even though we do have the R3 out. But I mean, the R3 is $6 grand compared to the R5 being $38.99 or $36.99 on the sale right now. This camera does come with 45 megapixels built inside of that full frame sensor. That right there was number one. I said, yeah. With me being a photographer here, I was like, I could go ahead and get me a camera with the lower megapixels, but 45, bro, come on. I'm going to get that. Now, I know Sony got some more crap that's higher than that, but with 45, you really can't go wrong. And on top of that, Canon color is so freaking good. You ain't got to do that much work. Compared to if you go buy a Sony, you got to do a little color grading to that picture. You really won't get the real skin tone of your actual model. So some more key features about this camera that we do have. It does have its Digic X processor. This is one of the processors that is found in Canon's flagship camera. So I mean, I would already expect this camera to have it. It's about $4 grand. I mean, if you ain't put that in there, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? We also can shoot up to 8K 30 frames per second in RAW. We also have the 4K 120 mode as well. So if you want them ultra smooth shots with the high resolution sensor, we got that inside this camera as well. Now, you can go ahead and look at the R6 Mark II. You don't get that many megapixels, but you can shoot in low light. So if you're really not a low light photographer, the R5 is here, baby. You really can't mess with this camera at all. Like I said, it does a lot. From shooting in 8K, shooting in 4K, and also shooting in 1080p, you're gonna tell the difference between that 8K sensor compared to that 1080p for sure. That's without a doubt. But I mean, when you're really shooting in like a straight up regular 4K, I think we have 4KD on here, and I got 4KU. 4KU is it's down sample from the 8K sensor on this R5. That's pretty much what I shoot in a lot when I do all type of photography work. I shoot in 4K, 60 frames per second, and yeah, I get them ultra nice smooth shots. It's the stuff that I need. The stuff that I really need. So also inside this camera right here, we do see, well, first of all, let me say this. The battery life in this camera is suckish. I ain't gonna lie to you. I have, let's see, 1 battery, 2 battery, 3 battery, 4, 5, and I got one inside the camera right now, and I'm thinking about going to pick up 4 more. Yo, this camera kills my battery so freaking bad. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, if you do see the more people that are, like the Canon R5C, you'll start seeing those people outside with like what's something, power banks and stuff hooked up to the camera. I personally refuse to do that. I'll go buy as many batteries as I want to buy before I even think about carrying a freaking power bank. Carrying a power bank is like carrying this freaking lens on side of my, on my camera again and shooting. This is heavy as hell as is. I'm not about to get a power bank and do that. So I'll go to spend $70 on some Canon some Canon batteries. I mean, I have no problem doing that at all. That's just me. Now, there are some other concerns about the overheating. I will say that this camera has overheated on, well, attempted to overheat on me maybe twice so far. One time when I was doing a fashion show, I seen a red, like, you know, little heat signals popping up. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. The building was hot as hell. I was shooting at 8K. That's my fault. Why am I shooting at 8K? I don't even know, because my PC barely handles that crap. But I was just trying to be fancy. That was on me. But other than that, I mean, if you're outside in an environment, your camera, this R5 is going to get heated. And you're going to see, because, like I said, I got the CF Express 256 gigabytes up in there. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I should be able to shoot 30 minutes, you know, continuously or whatever. But as the camera gets hotter and hotter and hotter, you'll see that time frame drop down lower. So from, instead of me doing 30 minutes, I can go down to 20, 15, and 5. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? My card is not nowhere near filled. But it's because the camera is damn near hot. But that's that. But I mean, otherwise than that, bro, I think that's pretty much all the cons that I really can think about this Canon R5. Like I said, the camera is very versatile when it comes down to photography and videography, especially with this 85mm. If you go get you 135mm or the 105s, any RF mounts or any EF mounts that has a nice amount of, I mean, the focal range on the focal point or aperture on those, you good, bro. 45 megapixels. Just think about that. That's one thing you should really think about. Now, another con that I will throw out about Canon itself and the mirrorless Rs is the RF mounts. Them lenses cost a lot of money. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't own not one RF mount lens anymore. I have the 24 to 105 that came with the camera, but I really didn't. I was an amateur. Basically, I was a beginner, and I sold it. And then now, as I'm getting back into photography and videography, I'm like, damn, I should have kept that lens. Like, it was the F4, but the glass was dope because it was the L series. And yeah, so so for me to go buy that lens back, it's gonna cost me like $1,200, which that's cheap. That's on the cheap end. Now, if you want to go get that Canon 85mm, you about to buy another camera. That lens right there is gonna start off for $3,100. And hopefully you can catch a sale for it. Sometimes I think it may be $27.99, but whew, that lens is pricey. So me personally, I'm not buying an RF mount lens. I simply can't afford it. I refuse to buy a lens when I can just go get me a R6, you know, as my backup camera, because as you guys may have noticed, well, I sold the Canon R for a Insta360 Insta360 camera. I think it may have been the dumbest decision I ever made, but it is what it is. I be at home like, damn, bro, I really sold that camera. Like, I should have kept it. I should have kept it, but hey, you got to make it do what it do, you know, living the life as a content creator. Let's get it. So you ask yourself, you're a vlogger. Is this R5 really going to be a camera that you can use on a day-to-day basis, like straight up vlogging with it? I'm going to say yes once again, because if you go ahead and get a wide angle lens, like I recently had the Tokina 16 to 28. I vlogged with it once. I'm not going to show you how that, because that was terrible. I wasn't prepared for it at all. But if you go get your wide angle lens, the dual pixel autofocus that this camera comes in with, you're never going to miss it all. The camera will make sure that you're in focus with the eye tracking, even if you're doing like tracking on the videos and animals, like all that. So whatever type of content you want to do, that this camera, the R5, will make sure that that's what's in, you know, in focus. Even with the bokeh of pictures that you're taking, like, you know, if you got to go onto Instagram and post it, you're gonna see the quality in it. I know Instagram downsamples everything we got, but bruh, 45 megapixels, we're shooting at 8K, also got that 4K, which is downsampled from the 8K sensor. You really won't have a lot of that loss unless you got something else funky going on with your phone. So yeah, man, I mean, that's pretty much it with the Canon R5. I personally highly recommend, you know, purchasing this R5 camera in 2022 and even leaving it over to 2023. And that's pretty much it, man. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. And until next time, you guys, the brand is out. Peace.